Carl, a lot of people say the first amendment, the First Amendment to the Constitution prohibits such actions. In other words, are we willing to say now, let's rip up the Constitution?
No, not at all. And I think what we need to do is much like we did during the Cold War with communism, where we defined it as an enemy. We were imprisoning people for being communists. We need to do that again, only this time we need to set apart the religion of Islam with the radical ideology where it's masquerading as a religion, but it's actually a political movement. We need to separate those two, define the enemy, and then act on it and take like she said, take the handcuffs off our law enforcement, let them go. But also we need to hit them at the homeland too. We need to let them know that if you go there to train or be a part of this movement, we will pound you into a 6-foot thick sheet of glass.
Well, it seems to me a no-brainer. If an American goes to Syria or somewhere and trains, I mean, you automatically default. You're no longer an American. Why the hell we let that go on?
Well, that's what even the French Prime Minister, who is actually on the left, that is exactly why he is suggesting, listen, if you are in any way suspected of even playing a contributory role for a terrorist attack and you have dual passport, we are canceling the French part. But there are a lot of people up in arms about that. Based on that comment about prisons, that is a huge problem, at least I know in France and in Belgium. That's where a lot of these younger, more vulnerable kids become radicalized, basically with a very attentive audience. And no competition for mind share.
Early speculation is that the truck driver, that's actually who was not necessarily religious, but that's where his conversion began over there. He had a long prison record, and they think that's what.
Got to wage the social war too to make.
All right, guys, let's shift to American politics for a moment. Donald Trump making, I guess, quasi-official. It's on Twitter, picking Indiana Governor Mike Pence as his running mate. Carl, should Trump should he been looking at someone with maybe more foreign policy experience? Or do you think Pence was the right guy?
I think Pence was the right guy. You know, I was always kind of neutral on Pence. I never had anything. The only thing that worries me is that Pence is pro-Common Core. Trump railed on Common Core. I think if he had picked somebody who was, if he had picked a general or something, someone said, well, you don't have domestic policy experience, so how could you be president? No matter what, somebody would have critiqued this. So I think Pence was a great choice. Good job, Donald.
Although some people question Pence's past stance on trade and TPP, Obamacare. I mean, there's some issues that go counter to the core Trump presidency run, if you will.
Well, keep in mind that Pence also was the third highest ranking congressman. He spent a number of terms in Congress. He's a very well-liked governor. He's a very conservative guy. They're hoping to bring the Never Trump movement because those guys might not come out and vote.
Yeah. I mean, there's to your point, there's give and take, although I've seen a fair amount of people who think this is a politically correct, ironically, a politically correct pick by the candidate, the non-politically correct
who launched
candidate.
it on Twitter.
Yeah.
I would have gone for Flynn. I mean, I know Flynn had his own controversies. He very overtly said that he was pro-choice and for a lot of people and a lifelong Democrat, but I felt like in this day and age, especially where we're watching this footage from Nice, I feel like the next president is going to have such a big foreign policy and is going to have to make some very difficult military decisions. Personally, I would have liked to have seen somebody from military.
From the military
I would have
side.
Yeah, I think it would have been great, but I mean, SecDef.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, for me, I thought of all the names I heard, I like Sessions the most, to be honest. But I like Newt, too, although I think when he knew he wasn't going to get it, he's unshackled his PC-ness, let's put it that way. Hey, by the way, we do have some more breaking news for you just now. Tom Brady announcing he's not going to fight the Deflategate ruling anymore. So Deflategate is over. Brady will be cooling his heels for a few games, Deirdre.
It does indeed. He's going to be a bench warmer. Nobody thought those words would go right after Tom Brady. Listen,
maybe they can keep him busy inflating footballs on the sideline.
I'm sure I'm going to get hate mail from fans of the Pats, but I mean, unless they were going to take this to the Supreme Court, right? There has to be a limit. It's 4 games. I don't know.
All my friends are counting down the days to football season.
I was just going to say, I'm not a Pats fan. I should have issued that disclaimer right away.
All right, guys. Hey, stocks touching an all-time